Well, thank goodness, because I can't climb 515. So, like,
I take it back. I'm just
I was like,
kidding.
good thing it's not about the number because I just wouldn't be there. This is Climbing Gold. How do you balance, the sort of long-term climbing projects versus, uh, basically,
Yeah.
yeah, the rest of life?
I've accepted the fact that like I'm probably not going to do every single thing and every single route I want to do in my life. Like when I was younger, I was like, if I want to do this, I was like, I will do it. I will do everything it takes to do it. And now I'm like, I will, but to a certain extent, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
like you're not quite as all in.
I would say I'm all in. I heard someone describe like competition bouldering recently as like you're not going to be good at it unless you're willing to die for it. Do you know what I mean? And I like because like the jump everything's gotten so wild but I feel like I used to be willing to die for it. And now I've learned that I'm like, oh, self-preservation. Like maybe I need some balance in my life. And so I would say I'm all in. I would just say I'm not willing to die for it.
What do you think caused that shift? Like, why are you not willing to die for it now?
I should be asking you about this actually. It's a better question for you, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we can get to me after. I'm like,
um,
I
because honestly, my life is better when I have balance. And I think that sometimes if you're so all in on one thing, that you miss out on other pieces of your life. And I've always been a very multifaceted individual. Like I've always been a creative since I was a really little girl. I've always been creating and making art. And the thing is like I want to leave space for that because I think that's one of the things that makes me beautiful. Like my soul beautiful is creating and making art. So I don't want to give that up. I think that, I once had someone who was actually quite influential in my climbing and coached me at one point in my competition career. And he knew that I was always wanting to do a lot of different things. And he said to me something about how he was like, Margo, you can do absolutely anything, but you can't do everything. And I hated that. I really hated that. And I still hate it, if I'm honest with you. I don't like that statement. And maybe I took it too literally, but for me, I'm like, I don't like to put myself into a box. And I think that's one thing within the climbing community I've felt is there has felt to be like sometimes when I expand that box a little bit, people get upset about it or they start questioning the seriousness of my career in climbing because I'm doing other things. But to me, that's a narrow way of thinking. For me, I'm like, why throw something else out and put something else in the box? Like, I just want a bigger fucking box, you know? Sorry,
yeah,
I'm pregnant here.
no, you say whatever you want. This is Climbing Gold. It's very loose,
Okay, my mom
But
can't hear this though.
that's fine. But no, so you've written that you want to be more than Miss 515. In your
Yeah.
mind, what is more? I mean, is this the artistic side that you're talking about?
I guess, okay. Outside of the climbing community, like there are things that I want to do beyond climbing for me. Like I don't think I'll ever be satisfied only being one thing, like only being an athlete, for instance. Like I always want to be creating, I always want to be educating myself. Like I had a couple years where my routine was like get up, go to the gym, like eat, go to the gym, eat, go to the gym. Like, literally that routine. And like for some people that works. And like no shade to that. Like that works for them. But for me, I like to be doing a lot of things at once. I like to stay busy. Like I like to be growing and learning. If I'm not growing and learning, I'm like, what am I doing? So for me, I have a lot of goals. I wouldn't even say goals. I would just say interests and things I'm pursuing outside of the sport. But then also when it comes to within the sport, I being more than Miss 515 for me is like that's something I'm very proud of. Like obviously I'm very proud of my accomplishments. However, I don't think that our value within this community should equate to a number. I don't like the idea of
Well,
that.
thank goodness, because I can't climb 515. So, I'm like,
I take it back.
I was like, good thing it's not about the number because I just wouldn't be there. I'm like, oh
But
no.